Just 1 week after the Red Bull Ring, we are now in Italy. Misano is famous for the MotoGP, but is normally also famous by the sun. Unfortunately, this week, it don't look like if we have a sun, we will maybe have a rain. It can change a little bit the game. Last week we saw then Norberg scored 80 points, the biggest score ever scored in truck racing. But the concurrence is there. Bugira for sure. If it's rain, we'll have an advantage with a very good chassis. But also Johanan or Albacete can make the difference. Also, don't forget, for example, Gerd Korber. Gerd Korber on Iveco really like a wet condition. And maybe also the French guy, Anthony Janiek, on Lyon Truck Racing. Other news this weekend, we have some race-by-race entrant. The Renault come back with a VTR Team 14 team, the French guy, but also some other French like Robineau, like Trevet and Bassanelli, also on the DAF. Many brand, many driver, for sure a good show on the track.
Year after year, May on the Adriatic looks like this. An unexpected change cropped up this year, on the beach and on the racing tarmac. There's really a lot of water on the track, the pilots found out during their free practice. Wet qualifying practice hasn't brought any major upset. And most importantly, racing starts despite general concerns. The FIA European Truck Racing Championship, the weekend's opening race. Naturally, everyone's driving carefully on a wet circuit. Since trucks have no dry and wet tires, the different conditions are resolved with a different setup and a different driving technique. The three best pilots in the overall ranking are seen at the top most of the time. Hungarian Kish with number 1, German Hahn with number 2, both on MANs. Behind them, Adam Lacko, the Czech, is driving Freightliner number 55. A week ago, Kish dominated the races at the Red Bull Ring. This time, he's being gradually overtaken by Hahn and Lacko too. After 12 wet laps, the ranking at the finish line is as follows. Hahn first, Lacko second, Kish third.
I cannot remember which race in wet condition I win in the past, the last 2 years. So I'm very happy we found maybe a very good setup for this condition. And yeah, Nobby have a little bit problems and yeah, I overtake him and I'm very happy.
Needless to say, the best footwear today is a pair of wellies. But as for shoes, the hostesses can't be choosers. There is nothing to envy them. The pilots can't choose their weather either. Handicap race. The 8 best pilots from the previous race start in the opposite order. It's French driver Janier in MAN number 8 who takes the lead, pursued by Vrshetsky. Rain has subsided, but it's still very hard for all and sundry. Jeremy Robineau finds out how hard it is in the 5th lap. All the pilots are in deep waters, but they respond brilliantly. Fight continues. Lacko in a Freightliner is moving ahead, first over Hahn. And finally over Janier as well. The French lost out to Kish too. The defending champion keeps attacking until he gets to the top. The dramatic race is won by Kish, ahead of Latsko. Janier is third. This is his first podium finish this season.
Adam was very quick. I was seeing him closing in on me when I was attacking Anthony. So I tried as hard as I could, and I overtook Anthony, and then I pushed so that Adam won't reach me, and he couldn't. So it's good.
Rain stops towards the evening. Everyone hopes for dry racing on Sunday. It's quite clear. The spectators believe there'll be no rain today. Dry track would please most pilots. Racing is being watched by specialists from many branches. Such an extreme load of all the components yields valuable data.
As Goodyear, we've been supporting Truck Racing Championship since a few years now, and for us it's a very good platform to get in touch with the customers, talk with them, and we have the opportunity to meet the customer basically throughout all Europe. So that's why we are very happy to be here, and that's also not only a good platform to meet customer, it's only a very good opportunity for us to test our tires in some very demanding condition. So in the end, we are very happy to work with the European Truck Championship, with Tyrrell, and supplying tires to the European Championship.
An old wisdom says, what holds you on the road is a tire.
Today we will try to explain you the difference between racing tires and road tires. As you can see, they are nearly the same dimension. The profiles are quite different. Here you have a big gummy, because it's a long life tire. So of course, on the racing one, you see it's a smaller one. It's not a slick because we are not allowed to use slick tires, but it's nearly like a slick. Of course, the compound is also different because this one is softer than this one, because this one will make many life on the normal truck tire, but on the racing tires we use normally for 1 day. We can do, by the rules, we need to use only 1 set per day. That means you make the time practice and the 2 race. And normally you need to change. Also the profile, you can see here, it's flat. And here we have a curve, because for the corner, it's easier to handle the corner for the race trucks. That's the most different, but both of tires are homologated for the road. That means this one you can theoretically use for the road, but the time life, it's shorter than this one. That's why nobody uses this one. But basically the carcass are the same and the quality are the same.
19 pilots came to Misano. These are the results of the qualifying practice for the 10 fastest of them. Sunday's opening race. Misano has been hosting races since 1972. People come to see the MotoGP or Superbikes races. But now trucks are dashing round the circuit bearing the name of the famous motorcyclist Marco Simoncelli. No, the race wasn't boring, but in the end we can say the drivers finished just as they had started. Kish first, Hahn second, and Latsko third.
It was a little bit wet when we started, but we went for a full dry setup, and it worked out because I could be fast, from the beginning as well, just as well at the end. So it was, quite safe in front of the others. So I'm really happy and thankful for the guys again, because the truck is awesome.
Finally, a slightly nicer weather showed up before the final race, and spectators are thronging to admire those huge and powerful machines. All of a sudden, the place is teeming with beautiful ladies. Sunday's handicap race will be a crowd puller. The Portuguese trucker José Rodrigues in Renault number 14 had a great start, but he didn't enjoy his lead for long. Behind him, Gerd Kerber's luckless weekend was just culminating. A week ago in Austria, the German driving Iveco number 27 ended up on the podium. Now he wanted to show himself off to the Italian fans in his Italian truck, but a collision with his compatriot Reinhardt puts him out of the race. There has to be a restart, and drama began to unfold just a couple of 100 meters further. Once again, Sasha Lenz's orange MAN went into an uncontrolled spin, and the Portuguese Teodosio couldn't do anything at all. Terrible as the clash may have seemed, nobody even had a scratch. Truck racing is a safe sport. The race goes on, both Freightliners in the top places, Latsko and Waszewski. Rushing behind them is Norbert Kisch, hungry for a win as ever. But both Czech drivers have the race under their control, although it wasn't easy. Both made mistakes and changed at the top several times. The winner is Latsko, a double for the Czech Bagheera team. Latsko, Waszewski, Kisch. The 32-year Czech Adam Latsko moves to the second place in the overall rankings. David and I were driving ahead from the very beginning. Then he made a mistake and I overtook him. Then my mistake came and we kept overtaking one another. In the end, I came in first, but David and I are both winners. Excellent performance. The Hungarian behind us didn't have many chances. Bagheera Racing 1969 in Freightliner Specials has consolidated its lead in the team championship. As a matter of interest, as many as 14 pilots won points in Misano. We are going to France next time. Its attractive Nogaro circuit.